This is the video lesson for Algebra 2, 8.6, Solving Rational Equations. So far we've learned to simplify them and then add, subtract, divide, multiply. But now we are going to use all of that to solve equations with rational expressions. So here is the first question. So this is saying these two rational expressions are being added and they equal this. So what we need to do for these to solve them is get the denominators the same. Then we just need to solve for the numerators. So we're going to go through what we just learned last section, which was finding the least common denominator. So here we have an x minus 3. Here we have an x plus 3. And then when we simplify this is x minus 3 times x plus 3. So those are both used. So this is our least common denominator. So that means that this fraction needs an x plus 3. So we'll multiply that on the top and the bottom. This one needs an x minus 3. So we'll multiply that on the top and the bottom. And then this doesn't need anything. So we're going to rewrite this as x times x plus 3 on the top. X plus 3, x minus 3, right? Plus x times x minus 3. And then equals 2 on top. Okay, so now, because these are all the same, we can multiply both sides by this denominator and they would all cancel. So we only are concerned with the top. So this is x times x plus 3 plus x times x minus 3, and that equals 2. And now that's the equation that we're going to solve. So then we just need to distribute to simplify. So x squared plus 3x minus, nope, plus x squared minus 3x equals 2. 3x minus 3x cancels here. So this is 2x squared equals 2. Divide both sides by 2, and we get x squared equals 1. Take the square root of both sides, and we get x equals plus or minus 1. All right, and then you're just going to want to check both of those answers, make sure they both work. Remember, you don't want to divide by 0, so you do need to check all these. So let's check the original problem. So let's check first x equals positive 1. So let's plug in. Does 1 over 1 minus 3 plus 1 over 1 plus 3, does that equal 2 over 1 squared minus 9? So we'll just do that math here. 1 over negative 2 plus 1 over 4. Does that equal 2 over negative 8? So let's make these all negative 8. So multiply by 4, multiply by 4, multiply by negative 2, multiply by negative 2. This is 4 over negative 8 minus 2 over negative 8. Does that equal 2 over negative 8? Yes, 4 minus 2. 2 over negative 8 equals 2 over negative 8. So that one works. So x does equal 1. And now let's try x equals negative 1. Does negative 1 over negative 1 minus 3. So I'm just plugging it in for this. X isn't checking that this works. Negative 1 minus 9. So this is negative 1 over negative 4 minus 1 over 2. Does that equal 2 over, again, this is negative 8. So let's make these all negative 8 times 2 times 2 times negative 4 times negative 4. Negative 2 over negative 8, does that equal plus 4 over negative 8? Does that equal 2 over negative 8? Yeah, 4 minus 2. Okay, so then x also equals negative 1. Okay, so let's try this next one. Here we'll need to factor this bottom. Two numbers that multiply to 2 and add to 3 is 1 and 2. So this becomes x minus 1 over x plus 1 times x plus 2 plus 2x over x plus 2 equals x minus 1 over x plus 1. So then the LCD, this is going to be my LCD, right? Because this matches that and this matches that. So this is going to need a x plus 1. And this is going to need an x plus 2. All right, and once we do that, we don't need to write, like up here, I wrote this over again. We already know the denominators are going to be the same. So let's just write the tops and save some space. or the numerators, right? So this becomes x minus 1 plus 2x times x plus 1, and that's going to equal x minus 1 times x plus 2. So now we need to simplify all this. So let's distribute that, and then let's FOIL this. So this becomes x minus 1 plus 2x squared plus 2x, and this equals x squared minus x plus 2x minus 2, which simplifies to 2x squared plus 3x minus 1, and then this is x squared plus, this becomes a 1 plus x minus 2. And then let's get everything on to this side here. So let's subtract x squared minus x plus 2. So minus x squared minus x and plus 2. So this is going to equal x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0. And then we can solve that by factoring, right? What two numbers multiply to 1 and add to 2? 1 and 1. So this becomes x plus 1 times x plus 1, which we can just write as x plus 1 squared. It's going to be negative 1, right? Actually, we can just take it right there. X equals negative 1. And that's also x equals negative 1. So that is our solution. Let's check it. Negative 1 minus 1 over negative 1 squared is 1, minus 3 plus 2, plus negative 2 over 1. Does that equal negative 2 over 0? There, you can see that right there, right? We can't divide by 0. So this is not a solution. There's actually no solution to this. Okay, so that is why checking is important, right? So it works for the tops, right? Because we did just check the top here. The only thing that makes the tops work is negative 1, but it does not work for the bottom because of this plus 1. This would actually become 0 too, right? 3 minus 3. So there's no solution. Okay, so you have 2 for you to try on your own. So try this one first, and then check back for the solution, and then you can try this one after that. So try this one now. Okay, so here the denominators are already the same, so we just had to see what works on the top. And this factors, so we have negative 2 and 1 to check, but you can see this negative 2 when you plug in here, it divides by 0. So this one does not work, but the 1 does work. So the answer is just 1. That's the only solution there. Okay, so press pause and now try this one. Okay, so here you need to multiply each term to get the long LCD, and then just take the tops, and then you find that x is 0, and then when you plug in, it works. Okay, moving on, last one here. So this is how to do it with graphing. So we're going to use Desmos. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put this side of the equation into Desmos. You're going to type this exactly into Desmos. And then you're going to plug this side in. And when you put this into Desmos, you're going to put y equals 1. Okay, and so that will be a horizontal line. And then we'll see where they cross. So let me go do that in Desmos and bring it in. Okay, so here is, you can see here I plugged this into Desmos, and then I plugged this side into Desmos. Y equals 1, you can see where they cross. And it's at 0, 1. So that means, and you just take the x here. So this means that the solution is x equals 0. Okay, when you plug that in, you can see, right, 2 over 2 plus 0 is 1, and that equals 1. So there is our answer. Okay, so try this one. Put them each side in Desmos. Remember to do this one, y equals 5, and then see where they meet, and then take the x. That's your answer, and just double check that it works. Press pause, try this, and then check back for the solution. Okay, and then here, this turns out to be a decimal. So when you do plug it in to check, it doesn't work exactly, but you'll see with a calculator, it's like 5.000. And so it's close, so you can see that it works. So the answer is 0.273 here. And that is it. Time for practice. Enjoy.